I'll show that chum bucket panty waist some real voodoo.
That is Charles L. Charles rather than LeChuck.
Honey, I'm home.
Guybrush, look out for the ultimate insult.
Oh, I don't know how you dimwits managed to sabotage my magnificent insult amplification apparatus, but I'll at least have the satisfaction of annihilating your arrogant pirate souls.
Somehow, I always knew it would end like this.
Really?
Prepare to meet your doom, Threepwods. What the didgeridoo is
Get the
that?
insult! Grab it!
Let's get out of here.
No, grab the insult!
You won't escape that easy, you swashbuckling ninnies. Great Barrier Reef!
Arr, ye be looking like ants from up here.
No, that looks like LeChuck.
Guybrush,
Yes?
am I the only one seeing a giant walking statue of LeChuck on our front lawn?
No. Elaine!
Guybrush, help!
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Guybrush, don't you dare leave me!
Don't worry, my beloved. Guybrush isn't going anywhere.
Come on, Guybrush.
Let go of me, you rock-brained monstrosity!
You insignificant mortal flea! How dare you wield your pathetic voodoo magics against the immortal might of the demon pirate LeChuck? I'll grind your bones to make me grog, you triple-timing bastard!
Ah, shut up!
How may I serve you, master?
Uh-oh.
Well, eventually, I'll be wanting you to squish every pirate on the face of the planet into a sticky red goo. But for now, let's just kill Guybrush Threepwood! Oh.
Come on, guys. We've got to get this giant monkey robot moving now.
Where's my granddaughter?
Actually, that's kind of a funny story.
Threepwood! Where did you find that ridiculous-looking contraption?
It was a present from H.T. Marley.
Grandpa?
I'm in here, dear! Well, what an unexpected family reunion.
Not to kill you all.
Too bad I have to ruin it by savaging your puny minds with the power of the ultimate insult.
Uh-oh.
Now what?
Now is your undoing, evil one. Now is the time foretold in the ancient prophecies of Monkey Island. Now is the time for the ultimate in monkey combat!
Do we have to? Oh my goodness, we got a lot of health. Okay, so that's quite a lot of health lost, wasn't it? Right. Right, he's an anxious ape. I need to list up. You lose Gibbon. So okay, and I gained a bit of health back. Okay, we're gaining health back. I mean, if I just do nothing, do I get... No, he'll gain his health back first. And then we're back at the start. Yeah, we're gaining health over time, by the looks of it. Right. Wait. The monkey said it's really annoying to just tie with people. Let's try that, because we're just gaining health back. Well, I'm thinking... And I'm not very quick at this. So let's just try and tie. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button again! Oh no! Yeah, so you beat me. Because I tied. Right, so then we do... Yeah. Operation Really Annoy LeChuck is an operation. Let's see if this works. My health is up to full. So if we tie, I get all my health comes back. So it looks like maybe this is what to do. Oh, he's getting annoyed. Oh, he's getting annoyed, so maybe this is the right thing to do. Or is that just a standard thing to do? He's in a baboon. Oh. Thing happened!
Hey, what's going on here? LeChuck, you colossal idiots! I order you to cease this at once! Hey, wait a minute! You can't do this to me! I'm Ozzy Mandrill! I'm the future of the Caribbean! I command, stop, don't! Ah!
Ooh. Oh, that's brutal. Uh-oh. Flee! And LeChuck was never seen again until the next game.
Elaine!
Grandpa!
Darling. Jojo!
Don't even think about it, Pink Boy.
Guybrush, how can I ever thank you for reuniting me with my granddaughter?
Well, for starters, you could put on some pants.
He does make a good point.
Consider it done.
Also,
Yes?
would you please be the governor of Melee Island again?
No way, no how. I hated being governor. Why do you think I went all the way to Australia in the first place? For the cuisine?
Grandfather, please. I can't stand being the governor. It's no way for a pirate to live. Guybrush and I need to be on the open seas, waving our swords, swashing our buckles. We're too young to become career bureaucrats.
Well, all right. But you better come by to visit.
Every month.
And I want to start seeing some pirate great-grandchildren.
We'll see what we can do.
And so the circle of life continues.
Hey, you're a talking monkey.
Oh, Elaine, I'd like you to meet Jojo Jr., the Monkey Prince of Monkey Island.
Well, thank you, noble Jojo, for helping to make the seas once again safe for pirates everywhere.
It was my pleasure, Mrs. Threepwood. But now I must be going. Somewhere out there, my monkey brothers and I have a destiny to fulfill.
Where will you go?
I don't really know. I hear that Martha's Vineyard is nice this time of year, but first we have a crew member who wants to disembark.
Timmy!
Farewell, everyone.
Goodbye, Jojo. We'll never forget you.
Who is that?
Of course I'll never forget him. I mean, he's a talking monkey. How creepy is that? Well, that's it. We've saved the mansion, found your grandfather, and once again made the Caribbean safe for bloodthirsty, grog-swilling reprobates. Whew, who knew married life would be so much fun?
Guybrush, now that Grandpa's governor again, we're free. We can go wherever and do whatever we want.
I want to be a pirate. My anytime.
Hey, baby, you can be my Elaine anytime.
Elaine?
Whoa!
And now Timmy is the master of monkey combat. You can have it. Alright, credit waffle commence. I've heard this referred to as the Of up to... I don't think... Excluding Tails... was it including Tails? But it was the worst Monkey Island game, which admittedly isn't it's kind of a very it's still a high bar, and I'd probably agree with that. I mean, I haven't I did play the first episode of Tales from Monkey Island. I got a bit annoyed with some of the puzzles, so maybe. But I wasn't a fan of Monkey Combat towards the end. Puzzles, kind of standard Monkey Island, weird wackiness. Fair enough. But yeah, Monkey Combat seemed to come out of the blue, and it's a lot fiddlier. I think partially because of the lack of mouse control, which is the other problem. And it's that is one of the reasons why this is taken such a long time for me to get into, to start as a Let's Play, is because of the lack of mouse control, because I thought, oh, maybe I'm not sure how I'm going to like it. The first session was a lot of fiddling around and trying to work out the controls. I have the manual right in front of me, all the way through this, just so I could refer to it if I needed to. I think having the option of brain. I think having the option of doing it camera-centered rather than character-centered movement, which is I was using camera-centered, which basically means up is always up on the camera, rather than up is forward for the up is always forward for the character. So I think that's a better way of doing it, because it's quite easy to work out what you're doing. But I actually tried to see what the controller option was, because this is the Steam version, so it does have... I don't know if the PC one installed PC one has an issue like that. But in this one, you can use a controller. I've got an Xbox controller, but I couldn't work out how exactly to get the controls the way I wanted them. And I think you can reset the controls, but, and this is another thing I'm not a fan of, is the way the game starts. It starts you straight into new game unless you've got save files, as I did after the first session, which basically meant that I could fiddle with the controls, but I'd have to kind of do it either after the first session or in the middle of the first session. I did get used to them after, I think, the third session. I wasn't really looking at the manual. I was just using the I was just kind of doing them. You couldn't be as quick as you might want to be, just because of the hands are in a fairly weird shape. So you've got your hands on the cursor arrows, and then one on U, P, L, and I, which is a weird kind of... It feels like it's not the right... the hand isn't in the right shape, which might be because I'm used to WASD. I think the more I think about it, the more I think this game would be improved by mouse control. And I think that's part of what most people have a problem with, as I understand it. Also Monkey Combat and the 3D. It's not great, but I think that's because I'm looking at it from a 2022 perspective rather than a 2001 perspective. He says, quickly checking his notes. So it's a different time when 3D was not as good. So of course the 3D isn't going to look as good, but I think they tried to do different things from previous games, which were 2D mouse-driven, and certainly the mouse-driven aspect is something that they should have kept. I can see trying out not 2D. I think Tails is 3D. because it's similar kind of to the Telltale games. So there's positives and negatives. I don't know how I feel about Ozymandias as a villain. I think it was... I can see wanting to have non-LeChuck enemies, but I think if you wanted to do that, I think just don't have LeChuck in it. Have the LeChuck was... Everyone thinks LeChuck was destroyed at the end of Curse of Monkey Island, and then this is a story about Guybrush and Elaine, honeymoon. You could still have the whole... You could have then Ozymandias. He uses the ultimate insult to take over the statue, and he becomes the statue instead of LeChuck. And then when that explodes, that's Ozzy's dead. I'm fairly sure LeChuck isn't dead, though, having it just exploded. And then you can leave it to a later game for LeChuck to come back, and then you can show. Oh, he survived, he digs himself out of the ice or whatever. I think, although I like LeChuck, and I think he's better than Oz, I think I prefer him to Ozymandias. I think if you want to tell the story with Ozymandias, LeChuck actually makes him worse as a villain, because you can do a lot of the character stuff, you can do a lot of the narrative stuff without LeChuck. The only things it makes Guybrush more of a target that is disliked rather than in are the credits jumping ahead? I don't know. I think that's just... Yeah, okay. I think I've spotted what's going on. LeChuck being in doesn't really do anything other than he takes over the statue. But if you have Ozzy use the ultimate insult to do that, it's a voodoo MacGuffin it's a fictional voodoo MacGuffin in a fictional game about fictional pirates on fictional islands. You can do whatever you want. So I think actually you could have just had Ozzy in it instead of having LeChuck. Oh, 2000. I think it came out in 2001 though. Based on my notes.
Elaine? Jimmy? Herman? Mommy?
Aw.
George? Hey guys! I'm stuck down here. Wally? Lindy? Oh, it's a long way down. Murray? Sean? Mike? Oh, Jar Jar?
So yes, we've managed to escape from Monkey Island. And, yeah, I think the kind of capitalism take over the Caribbean thing was interesting, and I think does fit to an extent in the kind of wacky Monkey Island kind of idea. But I think LeChuck being involved just makes it a bit weird. Whereas I think if you just have Guybrush is trying to help Elaine become governor again, and basically breaks into Ozymandias' house, which is what he does on Lucas Island, that then sets things in motion as to why Ozymandias is now really annoyed with Threepwood, with Guybrush, and with Elaine. Rather than having... Because, yeah, LeChuck I don't think adds much to this. But, well. So, yes, there we go. Escape from Monkey Island, along with Monkey Combat! Or whatever. And, I enjoyed that. We will see what game happens next when I put the poll up on Patreon. But by the time you watch this, it may already have been open, and possibly it may have already closed. But you can join for future polls and make your voice be heard. And then, if it ends up being a terrible game, you can do what the pirates did when they found out that Charles L. Charles was LeChuck and say you didn't vote for the terrible game. Well, yes. So we'll see what happens next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.